Hey guys, this is Strutter Prime. How are you guys all doing? Today I'm going to be talking about my Samsung Q10, the high definition camcorder that I purchased in the beginning of this year. It was designed. I bought this camcorder to replace my Sony camcorder, the Bloggy, which even though it was a great HD camcorder at the time, it didn't meet the demands that I wanted to make in my videos on. I did a review of the Samsung Q10. I think it was back in April or June. I have to review my own videos now, but I'd like to thank everybody who was watching those videos and gave me, sent me a lot of comments and questions and thanks that they got it. Now you can actually pick up this camcorder at a decent price. But a lot of people are asking me the same questions over and over, asking some troubleshooting questions. Now, mind you, I am no expert, but I had to pretty much figure things out on my own. So I'm going to show you some tips and tricks on how to get the most out of your Samsung camcorder. Now, for starters, the camcorder, I'm using a specific stand to hold on to this camcorder because the camera is recording these three high-grade kits from roughly 20 inches. I can actually take one of these guys out and put this master grade bad boy up here, reposition the camera, and now I have the recording of the master grade 00 riser, which I made this year. So the camcorder does this job well, considering its positioning and the distance of the kit. I don't think you'll be able to get the most out of it if the kit is like right up to here, because many of you want the complete show. So try to understand how far the camera is from your target. The next thing, of course, is how to hold on to the camera. How, what can I use? In the beginning, I was using this. This is a Sunpack clamp pod. It was basically, a telescopic grip type arm held by this little universal camera. I guess a camera adapter type attachment, and it has a clamp here that you can open and close and put it onto any table. Now this table has a good 1-inch section here which I can actually grab onto if I wanted to, and this one runs roughly around 15 to 20 bucks. I got this off Amazon. My recommendation is look into it. I don't know if you want to get that. It's a good price. Other camcorder stands that I would recommend you guys get is this little spider leg type one. This is great for specific positionings like this, or this one of these guys. I got this at a computer show for about $1. It's a backup. Always keep these as a backup when possible. But the one that I'm using right now is a brand called Sharpix. This camera stand type monopod type thing is model number MP16. I will try to look for it and put it on my chat on this video if you guys are looking into getting one of these. This cost me about 35 bucks, and there's a reason why I got this. I'm going to show you. I'm going to reposition the camera. Now, let me tighten it up a bit, and tighten this up, and then tighten that up, and tilt this down. Now the length of the camera is farther back. I got a good roughly 2.5 feet distance. If I tilted more, like a good 90, right now this is on a 45-degree angle. If I tilt it down to a 90-degree angle, I have a good yard from the distance of the kit. Why would I want to do this? Well, if I take this guy out of the equation, move him over here, and move him over here, and then put this one here, I now have a better view of my kits. I couldn't do this with the high grade kit. I could do this with the high grade kits with no problem. The master grade kits, based on its size, on the box size, benefits from this type of positioning. So I would recommend getting a stand like this that will help you record your kits in a better position. I should also point out that the camcorder's zoom feature, even though it's very nice and I can zoom in on my kits pretty well, the optical zoom is not the best. As you can see, it tries to focus really bad. Even with the digital zoom activated, not that very well. However, I'm not saying that this is bad. You have to understand, this camcorder is designed to take very, very great outdoor shots. I've shown it in my previous videos before. In the not previous video, in the review. I think it was the part 1 review. But in the part 2, I didn't show off something. I think I showed off this, where even though the zoom is really bad, the up close, and I gotta get the light here, is pretty good. I can get it up to like pointing right on the lens right there, and it zooms in pretty well. See? So the benefit of the lens is pretty good to get it up to, nearly close to half an inch to the camera lens. So I'll accept that. You have to understand. Actually, no, I'll explain another point of that later on. Now, another thing that was happening lately that I got a lot of people asking me questions is what sort of memory cards they should use. Now, clearly, the only memory card that you can use are these SD cards. There are a dime a dozen. You can find them almost anywhere. Hell, you can find them in a gas station. They'll sell it in a gas station, obviously for an arm and a leg. But what type of card do you need? Using my little zoom here, you'll notice that there's something called a number 4 with a circle around it. This is considered a class 4 card, meaning that it's very good for like regular point and shoot cameras. So it has a slow speed rating. In this camcorder that I'm using right now is a class 10 card. Same size, but it's a class 10, and I paid an extra $5 or $6 more. I think now during the holiday season, you'll probably find yourself a class 10 SD card for less than 20. 16 gig, you may get one for 25, close to 30. Who knows? It varies. But what is the difference between a class 10 and a class 4? Well, class 4 is basically point and shoot camera. Class 10 would be perfect for this camcorder, and I learned it the hard way when I went to the MosquitoCon show in Wayne, New Jersey this year. I recorded a vast amount of video, and I've noticed, and this is common between this type of camera, where the battery pack is too close to the memory card, the battery will overheat, and for some unknown reason, the film gets corrupted. It shows a film in the actual card itself, but it gets corrupted to the point where you cannot even recover it. I have tried to recover my card extensively with using whatever type of software out there, and at a point, to this point, then I just gave up and I was upset. But I didn't want that to repeat again, and I got myself a class 10 card that eliminated all the problems. So if you get this camcorder, invest in a class 10 card. That is a must. Another thing is, this camcorder has a certain limit on how long you can record. It can record up to 15 minutes of video. It doesn't mean it's going to stop and never record again. It will record in chunks of 15 minutes. I have to understand, and this is where I was going to point back before. This is what I consider a mid range camcorders. There are three types of camcorders. You got the budget, you got the mid-range, and you got the professional. A budget one will run you somewhere between $100 to $200 and maybe $250. Perfect example is our flip cameras, or some other camcorders that escapes my head. Then you have mid-range camcorders that are somewhere between $250 up to $600. Those are from brands like, of course, Samsung, Toshiba, Panasonic, JVC. Maybe I shouldn't put in JVC in that range. And of course, Canon and Sony. When you get those type of cameras, they borrow a few features that they pull from the professional line. When I got this camcorder, I was going to get a Canon camcorder, which was going to roughly be the price range of $600. This one came at $300, so it had all the features that I wanted. Granted, now this camcorder is now $179, $180 because, of course, as time passes and inflation changes, there are new products out there. And if I ever wanted to, I can always go back to my original choice and go back to the Canon camcorder and get that one because it's now less than $400. Back then, I didn't have that money. Now I can for this, but I'm okay with what I got. So you have to understand, certain camcorders, even though you get it for what it's supposed to do your research, understand how it works, work on its strengths and weaknesses, and then build off that. Now the last subject I want to cover is lighting. This is a personal preference. If you don't have enough lighting, the video is not going to look good. No matter how well the camcorder is. The camcorder will do as much as possible to record the video as best as possibly can. But if you don't have enough decent lighting in your room or in the area that you're going to work in, your video is going to look like crap. Don't assume that the camera is going to do your work for you. Again, work off the strengths and weaknesses of your product. To give you a fair example of what I'm talking about here, I got 3 lamps. I got an LED lamp, I got a 40-watt lamp, and I got a 60-watt lamp that I got at a good deal. I'm going to turn off all the lamps and leave the ceiling lamp on. Now, as you can see, the camera will compensate, readjust its contrast, and show the best possible video it can under its conditions, even with a ceiling lamp of 60 watts. Granted, not everybody has what I have, but this is something to look forward to in the future. So, lighting, of course, is everything. Without it, it's just worthless. Now, again, there is a feature on this camcorder that will compensate that. Let me show you. Now, what I just did right now is I turned on the manual feature of this camcorder. I set the white balance to automatic, and then I set the backlighting to on. This has a feature called backlighting, which of course illuminates the scene a little bit more. I'm going to bring this kit a little bit closer, and as you can see, it does a pretty good job in compensating this. Now, there's another feature that I could do with the white balance, and let me show you. Now, what I just did was I turned on the white balance to tungsten. And this gives it a a bluish hue to it, which levels out the colors. So now it looks a little bit better, especially if I close it in like that. See? Let me pull in another model that will show off the quality of this. There you go. So there you have it. These are the features that this camcorder can do. Mind you, you have to play with this. You have to figure out how it works. You're going to have to figure out what best position you want to put your camcorder on, what lighting effects you want, make sure you have the right memory cards, and above all else, and this is the last tip, do not use the software that came with the camcorder. Use a high-end software, splurge the money and get a better one. I was using, for a while, I was using an older copy of Power Director, I think it was 7. I invested Power Director, what was it, 9? Yes, Power Director 9 Deluxe. I like the features off that software. It's very stable, especially when recording high def and encoding high def video footages. Somebody said I should try Sony Vegas, but Sony Vegas, you pretty much need a degree to figure that software out. It's a powerful program, but I'm not going to invest a year trying to figure out how that shit works. So again, there you have it. My my revisit of the Samsung Q10 camcorder. This is the best I can offer. I don't have that much, features I can think of at this moment because I don't use the other features for anything else. I don't go, I don't go to concerts or sports arenas that often. It's getting cold now. And when I go on vacation, yeah, I'll use it for vacation purposes, but that's personal, and I don't like to put that up. So, with that being said, thanks for watching, and stay tuned for more Gundam models yet to come. Take care.